Hello my friends, welcome back to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. This is Jennifer. It's been a crazy busy week. I have just a few days until my big anniversary trip, but I do have some things to show you guys. I get this kind of amazing jittery energy before I go on a trip, and I try to channel it into doing, things for the trip, but also I'm kind of done with that kind of stuff aside from doing laundry and packing. So I've been channeling it in other directions. First up, I want to share with you this orphan block quilt that I made last week. The later part of last week, I just got a wild hair one morning. Was chatting with Jules. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll pull some orphan blocks. And within about an hour, I had pulled orphan blocks, organized orphan blocks, and started piecing orphan blocks. Most of these were from Sarah in Houston. I know that the two blue and white stars, those came from Kristel from several years ago. I made a bunch of quilts just with those stars, and I'm pretty sure, I think those were the last two. I made a bunch of those previously for charity quilts. This quilt was very much a just add water sort of quilt. So this whole side, the light blue, red, 9 patch, and then this guy on point, that was already pieced together in a strip. So I slapped that on the wall first, and then I found these two blocks, put those on the wall, and then these were a little bit of trial and error from just some different 12.5-inch blocks. I had 12-inch finished that kind of worked with the theme I was going for. And then when I pulled out the stars, I thought that pulled out more of the blue, so I pulled those out. And then you can see these sort of checkerboards on either side of the star in the center down here. That is the only section I needed to piece in to make it work. So the rest of it was just columns and then sewn together. And then I made this bottom piece here. These two blocks are 18 inches, so I made this piece here wide enough to fit there, and then I gave it a 2.5-inch strip top and bottom just to make it a little longer. After quilting, it's about 41.5 by 52. It's a very happy quilt, and I love this. I love that I still have some of Sarah Doty's blocks to put into charity quilts, because she's been very generous with the fabric-y gifts over the years. Lots of beautiful, just fun blocks that I don't know if she was working on a quilt or if she was just collecting things. I don't know. Sarah, if you're watching, drop me a comment and let me know. I put a fun floral on the back, and I also used that for the binding. Because the quilting on the last quilt I worked on was so intense, I decided to go right into my comfort zone, and I did a meander on this one until I got to the heart. And for the heart, just inside the heart, I did some swirls because I thought that would be fun. The rest is just a meander and then trimmed up and bound with the exact same fabric as is on the back. And it's got its little Project Linus label on there, courtesy of Jules. And this will be going in the package I'll be sending her that includes the flannel quilt I showed you a couple weeks ago, which is a good segue for my t-shirt today. Jules sent me this in the mail. This is her Project Linus group in Albuquerque, and I feel like I've been adopted. I've been sharing my quilts with them for the last year or so, and I am just honored that they have been so kind to me, and I'm delighted that I have such a worthy cause to share my charity quilts with. It's just extra special to get to share with the group that my best friend belongs to. Jules also sent me this super fun little fabric. This is a Timeless Treasures, and I'm having a terrible time unfolding it. And here we go. How super cool is that? Rainbow buttons, just freaking gorgeous. Thank you, Jules, so much. I love you. Another quick project that I did, another project I did that was supposed to be quick but ended up not being quick, is I wanted to personalize my backpack that we got from National Geographic. So we're going on a National Geographic trip that's like a tour, and they sent us backpacks and name tags and things like that to go for the trip. I already showed you guys my water bottle that I personalized. So I wanted to personalize my bag a little bit. So the backpack is solid black, and I just wanted to bling it up a little bit. And my initial plan was to put just some embellishment on it, and I tried some vinyl and it didn't really stick. So the next thing that I tried was some heat transfer vinyl, and I did a little heat test, which I will show you guys. I'm hoping it catches the light. This is a black, just glitter on top of this black sort of vinyl bag. And it worked great. It worked beautifully. And then when I tried to do the actual embellishment that I wanted to have show, the bag started to melt. So I almost ruined it. I came very close to ruining it. I don't give up without a fight, so I decided to just swerve and try something completely different. And so what I did was I took apart the seam. There's a little seam right here. I just split that seam, added this piece of fabric, and I wanted to be subtle. I wanted it to look different but not be like shouty different. So I don't know if you can see in here, but I put some glitter embellishments on there. So there is a letter J and just some stars and little dots and stuff. And so my backpack will look almost like everyone else's, but just enough different so that I know that it's mine. The final thing I have to share was one of those, it's Friday night, I have literally nothing else to do. My family was all out doing something else, and I decided I'm gonna work on a project, and I was kind of looking around thinking maybe I'll work on this, maybe I'll work on that. And then I had been doing some embroidery, and I realized I have been meaning to update my thread boxes for ages. So back in like the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, I made these thread boxes and personalized them. So I made these boxes using just these empty art bin boxes, and I'll put a link in the description for the bins because I love these. I use them for all kinds of stuff. I especially like them for 2.5-inch strips. I love these for my binding strips because these are 2.5-inch strips, and you see it fits 4 across perfectly. And this is just folded in half, and then so like as it comes off the boat, folded in half, and then folded in half one more time. So I use these, and I have all my colors organized like this. So I wanted to do something like this for my thread. So at the time, what I did was I made these little inserts. This is foam core, it's like a paper covered foam core. And I did this because I didn't want to ruin the boxes. I wanted to make sure I liked this. And so this was always meant to be a temporary measure, and it ended up lasting until Friday. So yeah, anyway, you can see that they're cut, like this one's loose. This was one of the ones in better shape because I have been storing them on their side, and this is paper. So these just rip off. What I did Friday night is I peeled off tons of those. There's 30 in each box. I have 6 boxes. That's the only one that I didn't tear up because I already had some that were loose. I went ahead and took them apart. I glued them in. I use E6000. These are golf tees, and they're perfect for my thread. You could probably put them closer together. I put them 2 inches apart because I don't want them to be too crowded. You can see the bases on the cones are maybe 1/4 of an inch apart. But anyway, so again, same thing as my strips. I have these organized by color, and I keep them by my embroidery machine. So if I need whatever color, I can pull out those colors, and they're all organized. I have them light to dark, etc. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I've been meaning to do that for ages, and I just needed to sit down and do it. That's pretty much all for me for today. I plan on having a video for you guys on Tuesday, but I'm going to record it later in this week before I go out of town. So I have some things that I will show you guys for next week. And then the week after, I may or may not have a video because I'm going to be traveling with my husband. I always try to post a little something. I mean, I'm married to Talk to Me Tuesday. I love it. And I love the community. I love my friends. And I try not to miss unless I have like something utterly unavoidable. I don't even remember the last time I missed a Tuesday. So I will try to post something even if it's super short. Yeah, you guys have a really wonderful week. Have a crafty week. I'd love to see your video. I would love to see your comments. Let me know what you think about the orphan block quilt, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.